We started Shining Hope Farms in 2002. We had been volunteering at another nonprofit offering therapeutic horseback riding, and they went out of business. So we're just like, wow, this is just truly amazing how God could use the horse to really benefit people in such a significant way. So it was such an impact that we put our house on the market. We lived in the university area in a subdivision, and we bought an old dilapidated foreclosure and set up shop and started serving. We really didn't. There was a part that I thought initially we put an S on farms, thinking there may be more than one down the road, but we had no idea of this kind of magnitude where we have 3 farms and we're serving 300 children and adults weekly. We've expanded to mental health offerings and to serve veterans. So I had no idea that we could ever entertain those ideas, and yet we're doing it very successfully. What really does set us apart nationwide and actually internationally is that the programs that we offer, the clinical side of things, are very expensive. We have doctors of physical therapy, master's degree, OT and speech therapist, and we have an equine. And most of the programs around the country actually charge horse usage fees or facility fees in order just to make it work. And we really weren't happy with that business model. Because it would eliminate low-income families in our communities that would not be able to participate in our services. So as a result of going in network with all these insurance companies, we're able to serve the majority of our patients free of charge for our therapy services. And we are very unique in that regard. Because we have shown that we can be successful doing what we're doing, people are actually coming to us and wanting us to teach them our business model. So that's it. We've come full circle from where we were given a model and we didn't want to discriminate against anybody due to financial means. So we changed our business model so that we can include everybody. It's a very inclusive program. And as a result, now people are coming to us and wanting to know, how did you do it? How's that working? I was on the phone with Path International, who's our governing organization, just yesterday, and they were like, you're the only one in the country that is serving this many people at 3 locations. So that's, the business model is working.
In 2004, my niece was born at 25 weeks. She weighed 1 pound, 9 ounces. And they were up in Maryland. And here I was in North Carolina feeling, helpless in terms of what I could do for them. And I started thinking about the therapies that my niece Catherine might need as she got older. And I started doing some research on hippotherapy. Shining Hope Farms actually chose me. Melinda was the first to respond to my email, and we set up a time for me to come out here to the home farm. And I got out here, and within 30 minutes, she had me sidewalking, and I loved it. I didn't understand the impact, and didn't really expect the many miracles that I would be witness to. But I do recall a miracle on the side of the horse. I was horse leading, and it was one of our ponies, Oreo, at the time. And we had just stopped at a mailbox, and the rider had gone through the motions of that therapy, and Oreo refused to walk on. And it was more than just him being stubborn. And as the horse leader, you've got to really be hyper-focused on the horse and not distracted by the sidewalkers and the therapists and the child. And there was just something more to it that day. And so my gut told me, have the sidewalkers remove the child from the horse. And they did, and within the next couple minutes, that child had a seizure. So Oreo knew and was able to, in his own way, communicate and get that child to the safest possible place. And that was, of course, amazing. I started as the volunteer, but then it really took on a life for my entire family. I had my husband and both of my children became very involved in volunteering, and not just because it was mom's passion, it became their passion as well. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around that it's been 20 years since the farm, became more than just a dream, and it's been 18 years since I first drove out to the home farm. And if I think about all those hours and those days and those months and those years and the lives that the farm has touched, it's just, you can't measure it.
I think that through Stefan's life, I think when he was born and we just experienced such grief, and it was just like we were broken in two, and you just get down to that point, and then God kind of picks you up and puts you back on the path, and you start to realize that life is wonderful, and that He has a purpose for everything. And a lot of times we don't know what it is, and you just, oh my goodness, why me and him? But God always has a plan. And one thing that I've learned through this journey is that He always provides. And I think that as Melinda has gone on, and as she started Shining Hope Farms, and our whole family just prayed. We just said, Lord, just open those doors, show them the right property, help them get started. And when people come to Shining Hope Farms, they say, there's just such a feeling there of peace and calm and that kind of thing. And I really think it's God moving. And one thing we've learned is He always provides. He always provides, and it's been a very faith-building experience. So He really inspired Melinda and me to go to look into the world of people with disabilities. And Stefan actually comes out and volunteers here at the farm, and we just have been so privileged to be a part of the program and to contribute, and it's just wonderful to see the result and the really great work that is done here. And I just feel like it gives us purpose, and even the smallest person can make a big impact in the world. And it all started with Stefan. Yep. proud of Melinda and the things that she has been able to accomplish. And we just say, congratulations, Melinda, 20 years, woo!
It's very humbling, you know, to think that we can be used in that way to help change lives. We've had countless children come over the last 20 years that came in walkers and wheelchairs that have begun to walk with a walker or walk independently, learn to hold their head up, learn to communicate. It really is just very humbling, and it's very rewarding I feel like I'm just a facilitator, that I just help facilitate the process, but it's such a rewarding job role to be involved in, to watch all the remarkable things that are going on. There's nothing that has brought me greater joy than having my own children.